Hello? Can you hear me? Hey, Rainey. Hi, Esther. Colleen. It's good to see y'all.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Colleen. Yes, there should be a. Oh, actually, you know what? March 2nd, we're going to be celebrating Losar. So it won't be a normal, regular teaching. Yes, so there will be an event on site for Losar on March 2nd. It should be a lot of fun.
Hi, Susie. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. Hi, Susie. How are y'all? Hi, Sheila. Hi, Joanna, Naga. Let's see. Who am I missing? Catherine. Good morning,
Hi.
everybody. Good morning, everyone on YouTube as well. And if you are here in the lobby or in the Gampa, go ahead and find a seat. Geshe Gelik should be here momentarily. And we want to make sure we're ready. Yeah. What am I looking for? I just got up to do something. Like, what was it? Oh, yeah. So, good morning. Again, if you're in the lobby, come on in the Gampa, have a seat, and we'll get ready for Geshe-la.
Okay, yeah, see now,
little symbol there? See,
Yeah,
number
power on.
13. Yeah, it's on.
Okay, Geshe has arrived. He's circumambulating. Ali, you should be good to go. Oh, it looks like someone else. It's not Ali. Good morning.
Okay, if you're in the Gampa, I don't hear me. Okay. If you're in the Gampa, please turn to page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we will begin with the Shakyamuni Buddha Mantra 3 times. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. And now the Medicine Buddha stanza mantra. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha Lapis Light. Cheyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha Cheyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha Cheyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Samudgate Soha Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. Now we'll say the four immeasurables 2 times in English and then jump to page 37 to chant it 1 time in Tibetan. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. And now on page 37. Sem Chen Tam Chen Dewadam Dewagyadam Demhayorchig And now, still on page 37, the Chenrezig verse of praise and mantra. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, to you, Chenrezig, all-seeing one, I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. And the green Tara verse of praise and mantra. Tara liberates from psychic existence. 2 Tara liberates from the 8 fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. 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 And now back to page 34, and Geshe Gelik will lead us in the Refuge and Bodhicitta prayer.
During this prayer, please set up positive motivation. Okay, that's the whole meaning of saying this prayer. Of course, it's traditional. Before the class that you're trying to get the most out of this class to setting up positive intentions. The best form of positive intention is altruistic attitude. Being here for the well-being of all mother sentient beings. So then it's worth it. So the intention is very important. Okay, intentions. Everything we do because of our intentions, motivations. So positive intentions, the best bodhicitta, altruistic attitude. Okay. Sanje chöda sanje jomnam la
Chanchu bardu dagi suchi dagi chunyen gi pesonam gi drola pinchir sange druparsho.
The last line, in the very end of the line, last line, very end of the last line, when you look at very closely, what it's saying is like may I able to achieve full enlightenment for what? Just to benefit. To whom? Living being, or it's not this group, that group. Every living being, breathing living being. Just to help them, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. You want to get fully enlightened just to help them. This is very powerful, I think, message. Sanje
Churang soki choknam la changchu bardu dagi kyapsuchi dagi chunyen gi pesonam gi drola pinchir sange druparsho.
So only motivations that you have, you're trying to have, is to help, to benefit all mothers and children. That's the only motivation you're trying to help, trying to have, saying this prayer, nothing else. Or nothing about me, it's not about you. So less anxiety, less fear, less stress. It's not about you. Not worrying about how well you will receive from audience. This is not the goal. This is not the goal. How well I present myself, that's not the goal. Goal is to just to get enlightened and just to benefit. That's the goal. So that helps. That is like a bodhicitta motivation. Okay. Sanje
Churang soki choknam la changchu bardu dagi kyapsuchi dagi chunyen gi pesonam gi drola pinchir sange druparsho.
So, from your side, what you are saying is, whatever merit that I created by listening, and I dedicated not for me to get more money, more powerful, more wealth, not like that. That whatever merit, if there's any merit, positive energy I created by hearing Buddha's teaching, I dedicate that merit for well-being of other mother sentient beings. In order to do that perfectly well, I myself need to achieve full enlightenment. That's the best way to do. So that's your motivation. Chushi means like teaching, my side, teaching. only one motivation, to to benefit. That's all, nothing else. No other concern. Only one concern is to benefit all sentient beings. That's called bodhicitta. That's like, I think that motivation take care of all the anxiety, fear, and stress, all of that. That's very less. So then I remember one of the Kadampa master called Gishi Potowa, a very famous Tibetan Kadampa master. He said he never taught any, he never did any spiritual practice, he never taught any class before meditating on death. So that's also very important to keep your motivations, just one motivation, and check your mind's mental state thoroughly before you teach. Not being free from delusions, there's always risks. No matter where you sit, particularly if you're sitting like high, sit like this, you may think, oh, maybe you may think you are something, but actually that kind of thinking is not beneficial at all. So, the Geshe-Poto, according to Geshe-Poto was, so how he check his mental state before he teach, he meditate on death. Something that's definite, time is uncertainty, what follows after death. So so that's how you, every day-to-day life activities precisely lay out based on that understanding what follows after, when this breath ceases, what follows. This body, no. Possession, wealth, all of that, no, none of them. If you manage to do something good, verbally, physically, mentally, while you are alive, that's the only it can go. Other than that, nothing else. Not your title, not your education, not your power, not your wealth, not even this body. So, doing something good make 100% sense. That's the only thing that goes on. Besides that, nothing else. Doing good makes sense. It's not just for sake of religious belief. It's very practical things to do. So when I should do something good? Now. Why? Time of death is uncertainty. Never know when it's going to happen. You may have some ideas. Everybody does. It's not surprising. You may, oh, not this year, maybe not next year. Maybe thinking about 2020, 2035. Even in 2025, thinking about 2035. This kind of mindset is not very helpful. So, do good. Based on that understanding, based on death and dying meditations, do good. When? Now, can't wait. You want to say something good, say now, can't wait. Because time is uncertainty. So then, do only good. Why? That's the only thing that matters after death. Nothing else. Therefore, do only good things. So that, according to Buddhism, that's considered as good life, living good life. So then that determines next outcome. It's not just mere faith. So therefore, I keep saying every action counts, every action matters. So it's basically, it boils down to taking care of your life, this life, many more life in the future. Doing good is like a moral responsibility. Taking care of your life is your moral responsibility. The best way of doing this is doing good things. Saying something nice, thinking something positive, doing something physical, something beneficial for others. Then that's considered as a good life. Good life is not like more wealth, more power, more title. This is not, it's not considered as a good life. Good life is like, as I mentioned. Okay, so so that's important. So I just want to share that with you. Kishipotawa. Never taught any class, never did any spiritual practice before meditating on death. Kind of straight up, how you say, straight up your thinking. Straight up. Same. You may are thinking, oh, maybe next week I'll come here, maybe next week you'll not be here. So then, according to Apple CEO Steve Jobs, I don't think it's Buddhist, but I think the lecture I read that, and that the piece of like lecture that he gave to university where he graduated, I'm not sure. What he's saying is he's saying that treating every day is the last day. Somehow help him greatly. Same thing, that death meditation, same thing. It's not different. Different way of saying, but the same thing is death meditation. So every day is seeing, or every day, this could be the last moment. Your choice, you do something good or something bad. What do you do? The human nature, fundamental human nature is goodness, something, what we call, according to Buddhism, Buddha nature. Buddha nature. There is something goodness in us. Right now, it may not be visible because there's so much, maybe it's like diamond wrapped with dirty cloth. What you see is dirty cloth. You don't see diamond. It doesn't mean there's no diamond. There is diamond. Or another example, diamond under the dirt. Same thing. So Buddha nature. So there's I think that's very important piece of advice that Kishipoto give. It makes completely sense. Thinking about that, then you realize what is the matter. Not your concern or how well you are going to receive by people. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What does it matter? If you are thinking something positive, or I really want to benefit, that matters. So that's only your concern. Then there's less stress, anxiety, fear. Okay. Just want to share. So last stanza that I said is the homage to compassion. Homage to compassion. Because compassion is needed for all of us. Second stanza is kind of like, I'm not sure in practically how it works, but what you're saying is like you are going to teach in all kinds of language. Even though I don't speak I don't speak English very well, so I'm not sure practically how you're going to teach in every language that exists. But that's what you're saying in the second stanza, Namul Haike, divine language, Luike, Naga language, then whatever language that exists, you are just mentally imagining that you are teaching in all kinds of language. And who knows, in reality, who knows? So, there are like, human you can see, animal you can see. Now, because of the modern technology, now you are seeing more and more animals, even in the oceans. Those animals like 100, 200 years ago, nobody really see them. So now you can see, you don't have to go there, even you can sit at home, you can see them. So maybe there's many more that you still don't see, I have to say. Maybe there's many more, another realms, there are beings that we have no connections. So imagining teaching in, that's the second stanza that I recite, is saying that I'm going to teach in, all kinds of language. That's just imagining. Yeah, then there's a kind of tradition that basically trying to straighten up,
Straightening up?
yeah, straining up your mindset. First stanza, trying to straining up your mindset. Make sure that you don't become delusional when you teach. So make sure that your mindset is not contaminated by delusions. That's the most important, in the Buddhist tradition. So then maybe like first short introductions, so then we do some meditations, okay? Short
If there are
introduction.
any children in the Gampa that are here for the family program, you can head out with Ali.
Short introduction, so then, good. Yeah, don't know, no people, what happened? You don't see people here, what happened? No, bro, you bring your chair here, chair, so maybe you can turn it.
May you have happiness that causes and be free from suffering in this cause.
Yeah, maybe, don't let yeah. Not now, not now, not now. Yeah. Toshi dele, when we were thinking, Lamo? Sheila, good morning. Laura, good morning. Nagarjuna, reincarnation of Nagarjuna, good morning. Esther, good morning. Catherine, good morning. Susie, good morning. Cameron, Paul, Giovanna, good morning. Jamie Lai, good morning. Colin, good morning. And there's a number of invisible being all good morning. So that anybody who's watching on YouTube, good morning.
Where should Joey or Venerable Trinley sit?
Uh,
Where should Venerable Trinley sit? Is he okay there?
yeah, it's fine.
Oh, are you sure? Okay. Okay, everyone. Go ahead and start wrapping up your
Well, the meditation, Lama,
conversation.
people really enjoy your meditations. Can you hear? People enjoy your meditations
Thank
very
you.
much. Hmm.
That means a lot.
Not just people come here, they also their family member benefit. So they share your teaching with their family who never comes here. So benefits.
Geshe-la, may I ask you a question? Geshe-la,
Started again.
Geshe-la,
All, sorry, forgot. New. Good morning.
Okay,
New.
everyone. In the
You see?
back. It's time to have a seat. We're going to get started again. Venerable Tenzin Lama, did you have something to say? Yeah, go ahead.
Geshe-la, I have a question or a request for you, please, at some point. So many people are so deeply upset by what's going on in our government now. And it's very hard for them to establish a perspective where they're not controlled by their fears or their anxiety.
Oh,
And I wonder, you can say the words, be compassionate for those who are obscured by ignorance, but I wonder, sometimes Buddhists just say, oh, well, these are degenerate times, but that doesn't really give you a tool to handle the strong feelings that are arising. I wonder if I'm sorry, I know you have your teaching prepared, but could you just take a few moments to make any suggestions you might have?
thank you very much for giving me a hard time.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, if you ask me a question, Gila, do you read the news? I read news every day. During my breakfast, there's some spare time. I read all the headline. Yeah, the whole thing is kind of complicated. There is no answer. I don't think there is. If you have one, please share. So it's very. Maybe Dr. Brown, you have something. You have probably better advice to give. I don't have. What she asked? Huh? So I'm sharing my hard time with you out of compassion.
He did this last election cycle.
Yeah.
Joe, would you like to comment? I mean, I guess we're Buddhists. We're trying to manage, control our mind. Keep our mind in virtue, keep our mind, to sort of develop positive states of mind and eliminate negative ones. And I could say something that would rattle a lot of people's cages, but I'm going to hold. Well, I might say it anyway. This was something that okay, I'm going to say it. Lama Yeshe said this. I heard this like 1979 at the Copan course, and there were like there were like 200 Westerners, many of them were German, and people had basically this question about how could the Buddhists, how could the person like Hitler, exist? I mean, what's that all about? And Lama Yeshe said, because his point of view is we have to control our mind. And we don't know the big picture. We don't know all the karmic causes and conditions that bring things to fruition. It's very complex, past lifetimes, this lifetime, and so on. So he said something that, we may lose a few students from this one, Geshe-la, but I'm going to say it. Lama Yeshe said, look, Hitler could have been a bodhisattva. Now, that just turned everybody up on their head. Nobody could figure that one out. Until we started thinking about it, is that, I think the take-home message I got was don't judge people. My job is to take care of my mind. Of course, Hitler was a bad guy and he did a lot of evil things from my perspective. But I don't see the big picture. So Lama Yeshe was trying to get us to focus more on our own development, develop our own minds. Now, another way that I saw this and I still see it is from my thought, from thought training. There's like this image of whatever we see, this president that we don't like, decisions that he's making. That is the conventional reality. And then the way we frame it is, oh, this is terrible, this is awful, this is the worst thing that could ever happen. This has nothing to do with me. This is all bad, bad, bad. The way we frame it is it's terrible, it's awful. It's disgusting, it's the end of the world, and I'm afraid. And that's the negative self-cherishing mind spewing out its content, you might say. But from a Mahayana Buddhist perspective, we can reframe the situation. I'm not saying that this is easy, but I'm saying it's possible to see this as an opportunity to develop compassion for somebody who's deluded. And to, get off of, to see that this person's actions are based out of ignorance, which we have plenty of ourselves, is going to cause him, her, other people lots of suffering. And that's really sad. And have a little compassion also for ourselves as we go through, really difficult times trying to make sense out of something that is impossible to make sense of because we don't understand all the causes and conditions. So again, reframing things, again, from the Buddhist perspective, difficult situations are an opportunity to develop patience, inner strength, endurance, tenacity, to really dig deep in our spiritual practice and say, look, when we see somebody who's acting out of ignorance and harming others, we should look at ourselves and say, where am I doing that? Where do I need to clean up my act? Where can I, from a Buddhist perspective, what do I need to do so that I don't have these karmic projections showing up in my life again? Where can I, be more virtuous, harm fewer people, just be a better person? That's what I can do about it. I can't change what's out there, but I can look at my own mind and try to work with it and reframe it. And the situation is what it is, right? It is what it is. How we see it as a Buddhist is I think is really unique and special because we can see this as an opportunity to develop our minds, not as something awful and terrible. We can see it as an opportunity to develop, again, patience, tolerance, look at the things that we're doing that created the causes for us to have this karmic projection and stop behaving that way. So that's not an easy question, thank you.
Yeah,
but that's one way to look at it, and it is our karma. So that's the other thing it is our karma. I know that this could start a firestorm, like I said, but this is what I've heard
very
from
good,
my teachers.
wonderful. Yeah, thank you very much. Let's go on. Maybe 1 second here. I think it's Venerable Tenzin Lama, for you are very familiar with these books. So thank you for asking for other people's behalf. You may have not the question because you're asking maybe from your client. This is a book called Guide to Buddhist Way of Life. The book has been written around what century? 8th century. This book has been already 8th century. We are now in 21st century. 13 centuries after 13 centuries, this book's been written 13 centuries ago. And I sometimes jokingly tell people this, it has 10 chapters. It has 10 chapters. Chapter number 6 is the most page. Why? Because Shantideva talks about anger, how to deal with anger. So I sometimes jokingly tell, chapter number 6 is Buddhist management, anger management program. Anger management, chapter number 6. I didn't write this book. This book has already been written 16th century, 13th centuries ago, long time ago. There's like 1 century, how many years? 100 years? 1300 years ago. Chapter number 6. I myself try to read this, each chapter every day. That you are reading first time. No, I'm not reading first time. I read this many times. I'm still reading every day, trying to make sure I read one chapter, after finishing my prayer, then I read one chapter with some kind of contemplation. So just reading this part this morning before coming to class. Chapter number 6. If there's something you can do, then don't just sit back, complain or worry or like angry. Just do. Telling me, if there's something you can do, why you has is English? That's English. First, there's better read in better English so that you can hear broken English. That maybe make more sense. Tibetan text, there's no numbers, meaning you have a lot of patience. If you want to find something, you can say, go to stanza number 20, there's no number. So you just read the whole chapter. So English, English number, more smarter, more wisdom.
It's verse number 10. Why be unhappy about something if it can be remedied?
Yeah. Why you be unhappy? Just think. This is very practical, like analysis. Just think. Yeah, it's very true. Like kalde chusu, if there you have something, if you can something do, tell me gachi. Kalde chusu meaning tell me gachi. Same thing, like kalde chusu, tell me gachi. Why be unhappy if there's something you can do? And don't just sit back and complain and talk about that and basically do nothing. That's not the best thing to do. If there's something you can fix, must fix. Second line, sometimes, some situation, there's nothing you can do. Then next two lines,
And what is the use of being unhappy about something if it cannot be remedied?
So now this question doesn't fit into this, what Shantideva said. So now one thing, I've been saying this, we human, we have this idea that you can fix. It's hard to fix yourself. It's hard to fix your anger. It's hard to fix your jealousy. It's hard to fix your attachment. How you are thinking you can fix your friend, your wife, your husband, your co-worker, and like your whole country. This is, I think, in my personal point of view, rooted in Buddha's teachings, not understanding causality contributed. Not understanding causality contributed to that, like having this idea, I can fix, or we can fix, why we are not fixing. Situations, individuals, why things are happening this way, that way, not this way, this is the way that I would like to, everything to be on this way, why it does not happen this way, why it's happening this way. Complicated. It's nobody's problem. It's complicated. There's the individual actions contributed, individual actions affected by conditions, certain conditions. Collective actions contributed by conditions. When it comes down to collective actions, you could say like, then things become more complicated. So, last 60 years, what happened in Tibet, you probably know, we were exiled, almost like hell on earth. Had that happened in Tibet, all the monasteries been destroyed, like millions of people have been killed, and like still after 60 some years, still problem there. Our leader, spiritual leader, His Holiness Dalai Lama, advised all the Tibetan people look at that situations with trying to advising us, encouraging us, look at that whole situation with compassionate heart. I think Tibetan did pretty good job, not perfectly, not perfect as His Holiness hoped, but we did pretty good job. No, that we, individual Tibetan people, we don't go to a public place, blow up ourselves and kill all this bunch of like Chinese, they have nothing to do with situations that happen in Tibet. So that the idea, this idea of taking revenge, all of that is not doing any good in humanity, for humanity, peaceful world. The moment you have this disturbing thought, that's why first place is called a disturbing thought. It disturbs you, of course, you are the one who's having this thought. Then person around you, they are not going to get benefit because you are disturbed. How they can be calm and peaceful because you are disturbed. This is not our religious belief, it's our practical things. It's hard to be calm, peaceful around someone who's been very much disturbed. It can be. Then, as I said last Sunday, so when we go to hotels, so there's like door hanging. We put that outside, don't disturb. Maybe time to put one here. So, Nangpa, Buddhist in Tibetan, sounds like this Nangpa. We Buddhists are trying to find peace, trying to seek peace, walking within. Within means walking with the mind. Not seeking like a peace, walking with external things. The peace has to come with the mind. So now this one, so I think this is the answer. So now the question is how we imply that answer from Shantideva is answered. It's like your individual life, maybe there's something you can't fix. Maybe something you can fix, then fix. Don't complain, don't be unhappy. If there's nothing you can fix, then it's time to digest that with some other knowledge. There's another set of practice in Buddhism called like Kingye Lamdalom, is taking undesirable situations, transforming that into some kind of mechanisms, hope that will lead you to some space where you can breathe and have some understanding why this is happening. The Guru Puja, the word, there's also teaching. I'm not making this up. There's a teaching there. So I think all the problem, individual problem, like community problem, problem in the world, problem in the countries, all the answer is there. So because these are the scholar, thinker, philosopher, they work with their mind, they write their experience, how to deal with their mind. And these are the people who knows how to seek happiness, working with the mind. So this one is very helpful, even just knowing that advice is very helpful. That's very helpful. 니주 디베드비 용칸데 니주 디베드비 용칸데 미드 동아차다 바저제 랭게 디부스비 조든 쟁gel람도 롱바 진절롭스 that word. So
LC 96, even if the environment and beings are filled with the fruits of negative karma and unwished for sufferings pour down like rain, I seek.
just think negative karma, don't this very fancy word, just think about action, negative action. So nobody benefits, nobody. Oh, what do you mean negative actions? Oh, saying something harsh, it's not good. It's not just for sake of religious belief, it's not good. Practically, it's not good. Because why? People don't like to hear. Oh, do Buddhists like to hear harsh words? I don't think so. Do Christians like to hear harsh words? I don't think so. The dog like to hear? I don't think. They have no religions. If you shout, they just run away. Clearly, they don't like. Atheists, house of atheists, they don't like to hear. Nobody likes to hear. Nobody. So, that action. Or thinking something bad is not good. It's not good because you know it's not good. You may say it's good, but deep down it's not true. It's not good. Petting someone, that's good things. Hitting someone, that's not good things. People don't enjoy. If you hit them, they don't enjoy. There's nothing to do with religious belief. It's just very practical things. Then there's many things. Dunga tamusam meditations. Nobody wants any suffering. Nobody. Is that clear? Oh, I'm not sure. Walk around, ask people. Ask Buddhists, ask Christians, ask atheists, ask people what they say. Dunga tamusam meditation, like you, exactly like you. You don't want any suffering. Don't assume there's somebody who deserves suffering. There's ignorance. There's not compassion. When it comes on happiness, nobody content. Are you satisfied? No. Nobody satisfied. There are none of you. Da da shela chaba yimishi. Da you, she other. There's no differences. Same thing. So that understanding is very much needed. That understanding is the foundation for universal peace. Peace within the friendship, peace within the couple, peace within the family, peace within the community, peace within the whole world. There's no differences. Therefore, wish them something good. You get immense benefit. Because why they like to hear something good. They like to be pet. They don't like to be kicked out. Then nobody likes. Just pet them, if you can. Don't hit them. They don't like. Don't hit them. It doesn't matter. Asian, Tibetan, American, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, atheist, same thing. Very practical things. So now this. There's another teaching, piece of teaching. Can you read this again, please? Guru Puja.
Even if the environment and beings are filled with the fruits of negative karma and unwished
Action. Karma means action.
fruits of negative action and unwished for sufferings pour down like rain, I seek your blessings to take these miserable conditions as a path by seeing them as causes to exhaust the results of my negative karma.
Seeking blessing. What is the definition of blessing? Blessing is change. It's like transformation. That's the definition of blessing. Well, right now, it's so hard. My mind's all upset, all negative. I'm thinking something negative. I don't like that. But I can't help myself. That's not really true. But first part you don't like, that's very true. Nobody likes. Second part, this I can't help, that's not true. If you work really hard, you can help. This one thinking, this is very good, this one thinking. seeking blessing means seeking some kind of ability to transform. Right now, it doesn't make any sense. Why is happening? Why me? Why not my enemy? This kind of question, this kind of mindset is not helping. This kind of mindset is not making situations more easy or calm, is making worse. Why do you think that's not beneficial? Not beneficial. Like, paying a credit card bill. Something good is happening because your debt is getting smaller, but nobody pays with happy mind. When you spend, so you are not being mindful, you don't care. When bill comes, then you are not happy. And plus, the credit card company has no compassion. They tell you, oh, you are upset, but you don't need to pay. Next time, be more mindful. It's not like that. So there are some good things happening because your debt is getting smaller, but you are not focused on that. So this all like, everything depends on the mind. Everything is dependent on the mind. Everything is dependent on the mind. Some other master, means looking at the same object, two different ways of seeing. How that happened? Yeah, perceptions. It's not object, it's different. Object, same thing, two different perceptions. Why it happened? Complicated. Complicated. You could say, oh, due to circumstance, karma, we could say all kinds of things. So the bottom line here, I think according to Shantideva's message, like 13 centuries ago, doesn't sound like Shantideva was saying that you can fix everything. Doesn't sound like that. So now thinking, fixing, I think this is like, sooner or later, need to let this idea go. It's not going to. Practically, it's like unfeasible. It's not going to happen. What is important? Your peace of mind. That's important to keep that, maintain that, increase that. That's very important. Once you are calm, it's very hard to become. Yeah, I understand. It's very hard to be calm because of circumstance. Another question is, what is the alternative? Well, I'm just going to get angry. It's your choice. You are not going to be happy. If you choose to be angry towards government, I'm sorry because I'm the one who's saying this, but you could say the same thing. But that's very true. The moment you choose to be angry with someone, then you have no peace of mind. You have no mental happiness. That's what you choose. Yeah, so I think the answer is between two stanzas. Answers already there. So now the question is, as an individual person, how you going to implement that to help ease like your anger. Then also Shantideva said, Shedang, anger, Shedang. Same book here, chapter number 6, Shedang. It's not just anger, deep anger. Shedang. Almost like you see the whole ground is like red. That kind of anger, very, very angry. Shedang, sungu same changlas, sungu pain. Understand? Pain. Understand pain. Sungu means pain. Chang means harbor. If you harbor that pain, don't say I have pain, you have pain. You won't experience peaceful mind. That's not going to happen. I thought that's what's going to happen. That's why I get angry. Delusions, ignorance, no wisdom. That's your idea. That's your perception, your idea. That's all getting angry. Then you are going to have peace, happiness. Wrong. wrong approach. She has done sumu. That's why it's called sumu means pain, pain. So reading every chapter, every time to maybe half chapter, one chapter every day, trying to read, kind of like hitting in computer, refreshing button, undo button. Yeah. It's kind of amazing, like totally two separate consciousness trying to get along. That's like miracle, I think, like somewhere, like how much you know about that consciousness, very little. We think that, they're like, maybe spend 3 years together, and after that we get married, trying to make sure that we understand. Even then, when it comes down to karma, it's very complex. You talk about beginningless time, so you're trying to understand one consciousness that has no beginning. How much you're going to know? Very little. But still getting along, that's quite a miracle, I think. It's a miracle. But not getting along, that makes this very obvious. It makes sense, they're not getting the conflict. There will be conflict. So at the same time, the mechanism to work with that, there's not a shortage of that. There's a lot of them. So, now what is the title of that group? What they call? Title of that?
7-point mind training.
Undesirable circumstance or conditions. Lam, the long means transforming that into path or mechanism or method, same thing. Well, where you can, in my mind, where you can breathe, finally, some kind of relief, I understood how to handle that. So when you do this meditation, create some space between the circumstance and yourself. Then you have now you see, before there's no meaning, just anger. Why me? Why not him? Or why they? What? No, there's no, doesn't make sense. Now you come meditation, now you see some meaning. Same like paying credit card, big credit card debt. Now there's some meaning because debt is going to be smaller. Some meaning, focusing on something meaningful. And even in America, you have saying every cloud has silver lining. This is not Tibetan saying, that's American saying. It's not Tibetan saying, that's American saying. Maybe there's some meanings there, so I'm not sure. Then what else you can do? What else? I'm not sure. What else you can do? So when I read news, if I see something horrible, I'm not the best example, so I trying to say some prayer, and how much that change, and practically, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't change anything. Maybe it does something. See, there's a long view center, like what is that? The church. In downtown Raleigh used to be. Yeah, Unity Church, there's downtown Raleigh. Now they move. I was a friend with the priest, what do you call it? Pastor, or there are so many names, pastor. Yeah, pastor. They created one program that they encourage people to meditate on the same hour, 9 o'clock, all the people from East Coast, maybe there's sometime like the West Coast or the Unity Church, they're like, they see the result, the crime rate goes down. They say. We thinking same thing, 100 people thinking same thing is very rare. It's almost impossible. When you meditate, 100 people thinking the same thing, believe or not, that creates some powers. Because there's some energy, some power, because it never happens. Usually when you think something, if I'm thinking this book, you may be thinking chocolate, you may be thinking pizza, or like, that doesn't match. Book and pizza doesn't match well. So the people are thinking all kinds of things. If we intentionally trying to think the same thing, that creates energy or power. So, India, they use like broom. It's like probably 100 pieces. So this, then you can like clean, you can like gather large like dirt, because it's quite big. If you just take one piece, it's just broom, they will take forever. It looks like you're brooming, but you're just one piece. That means collective energy is always more powerful than one single energy. So doing meditation together, and that helps. That's why the pastor, my friend, said to me, it's kind of like the meditation brought down the crime rate within the communities. If that's the case, for Buddhists, there's nothing, it's not news. It's not news, that the Buddhists and Buddhist teaching this, all this, said that. Even they use the broom as example, already been there. So, so now please, we all meditate. Maybe 1 minute meditate on compassion. Compassions. So then we are going to chant that stanza. Can you read one more time? And you think, yeah, please read this stanza for yourself. Then what do you understand? When you read this stanza, what do you understand? And maybe after that we can share. First, meditate maybe 1 minute.
This is in the red prayer book, which is located at the back of the Gampa, page 161, LC 96.
There we go. Maybe one more question. Can we receive compassion? Can we receive compassion? Compassion is something that you receive or you generate. Huh? Both, right? You can receive. You receive and generate, not offer, generate. So like, what is the order? What is the correct order? First generate, receive, or receive, generate, compassion. The simultaneous generate compassion and receive compassion, same thing, or like, there's like order. So this is not a quiz. It's just wondering. Just wondering. The clearly is, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Maybe I'm hoping that you will tell me the order.
Can I say one more thing about this? This is what I think a lot of Westerners think when we think about compassion, particularly when I think Buddhists get a lot of criticism for sitting around thinking nice thoughts but not doing anything. And I remember His Holiness one time saying that, when our mind is pervaded by anger, that's the best part of our mind. We can make, wisdom can't operate at the same time anger does. So we've sort of paralyzed ourselves when we lose control. And compassion does not mean we can't take forceful action. We can react to social injustice and things that are not right based on a compassionate motivation. Doesn't have to be anger. And that's what His Holiness was saying. He says, I have a hard time seeing where anger is ever helpful, because we can be motivated by compassion to take the same forceful, strong action to correct a social injustice, for example.
Yeah, very good, yeah. Yeah, so receiving compassion, generating compassion. So now please, for sake of knowledge, all my friends here online, YouTube and Zoom, so need to think, because spirituality should not be solely based on faith. It's not good. It must be based on knowledge, wisdom. And then there's better, much better understanding. So now this thing, we know word compassion. Everybody talks about compassion. So yeah, everybody talks about compassion. Now the question is, how you receive compassion. If there's such a thing called receiving compassion, that's what I'm asking you, but you don't answer. You don't say anything, but receiving compassion or generating compassion. I don't ask you this question, how to generate compassion, I already know. Receiving compassion, then you didn't give me the answer, but so how to do? What do you mean, meditate on compassion? How you can meditate on compassion? It doesn't mean that you just sit there and just close your eye. That's not. It doesn't mean like meditation on compassion. That doesn't mean like. Not necessarily means meditate on compassion. And how you can meditate on compassion? How? One of your thought has to become compassion. According to Buddha's teaching, one of your thought become compassion. That's how because that's what is called meditation on compassion. One of your thoughts become compassion. So now, how to do that? What is the definition of compassion? Definition. Venerable Tenzin Lama, definition of compassion. Venerable here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The definition of compassion.
To wish others to be free from suffering.
I would say it's a commitment to live in a way that you don't cause suffering and you relieve suffering whenever it's in your power.
Anybody else? Rangi miyudu chubes. Rangi miyudu chubes. Miyu means object. Need compassion. In order to meditate on compassion, you need object. Rangi miyudu object. Object cannot be like, I'm so happy, look. You can't generate compassion. That's a wrong object. Not wrong object, sorry, but it's hard object to be generating compassion. Rangi miyudu chube, dungajina simjes. Again, think, why my compassion is so limited? Because your understanding of suffering is not deep enough. That's why your compassion doesn't cover president, doesn't cover that, because your understanding of suffering is very little, very shallow, not deep. If you ever wonder, that's why, according to Buddhism, object has to be someone experiencing suffering. So that also depends on your understanding of your suffering. Or for us, it has to be a very obvious one, or somebody fall down, somebody knows they have bleeding, something very like dramatic. So object, that kind of object. Rang mi to chibi dunga jana simjala means you saw that. Haiti, people are eating dirt cookie, cookie they made of dirt with some salt or sugar. Going to the countryside of Nepal, people live like a pig. Look at the living quarter, heartbreaking, like that. Need to see something. Ethiopia, children, they are like dying, like you see the whole rib not having enough to eat. Something that, rather means you do not mean you see that, do not, then now you sincerely, genuinely, what they can give you, they don't have material, nothing to give you material-wise. They have nothing. They don't have power. They are not in the position to give you anything. They just want to help them. So that is sincere compassion. Understand? Rangi mi tu chibi dunga da simjiri mi dunga da thandiyo naba seksa, then they wish to free that being can be one or can be two from that sufferings. So that is compassion. One of your mind took some process, become compassion. So that is then you're meditating on compassion. Okay. So we do that maybe 1 minute. So then we chant this stanza. So then you meditate. Okay. So maybe 1 minute. Just object doesn't have to be that far. You don't have to go all the way to Africa. Don't have to go all the way to Nepal. Just think something that you deserve compassion. Something, okay. Yeah. So now Lamala, please read this one stanza more time. So we are going to chant that in Tibetan and then meditate.
Even if the environment and beings are filled with the fruits of negative actions and unwished for sufferings pour down like rain, I seek your blessings to take these miserable conditions as a path by seeing them as causes to exhaust the results of my negative karma.
To see some meaning rather than no meaning, zero meaning, just negative. No, Maybe then, how much time we left?
About 7 minutes.
Sorry, wasted all your time for all this garbage. So they're like, I was thinking maybe to just talk about a little bit about online practice with Dr. Brown. So maybe Dr. Brown, next Sunday, please come. Next Sunday. Can you come? So, or maybe 7 minutes, enough? Enough to talk? 7 minutes? Yeah, please, yeah. Can you like turn around so then people can see? Dr. Brown, who's the founder of the Kadampa Center, 19, with the Dr. Watkin, they are down there too. Huh? You are not?
I'm old.
Oh,
So, yeah, so, Tonglen is translated in Tibetan as giving and taking. But a lot of teachers, recommend doing the practice of taking first and then giving second. And what are we taking is the suffering of others, and what we're giving is happiness. Now, the original text was about giving and taking, and Geshe and I were talking about this. If your worst enemy, let's say, the orange man, let's say he's your problem right now. And you see that you can't wish somebody you hate to be free of suffering. You have to develop a sense of closeness and connection. It's very easy for me to want my children to be free of suffering, but somebody I dislike, no, it's not going to happen. So there will be no compassion arising, even though I see this person suffering. If I hate him, I might even rejoice. We had this conversation when Saddam Hussein was around, and people were, bad-mouthing him. But the same thing, I'm sure, with Hitler and all the other bad actors over the years. So we have to develop a sense of connection and closeness. So it's very difficult to just snap into Tonglen practice without first developing equanimity and remembering people's the faults of self-cherishing and the benefit of cherishing others, and so on. And then we can sort of work our way up to the fact where we actually feel close, or at least we think, well, at least I know that they want to be happy like me, and they don't want to suffer like me. We have to develop some sense of connection before we can wish that they have happiness and its causes. So that's the giving. So actually the love, which by Buddhist definition is, may you have happiness and its causes. That's the definition of love. That just doesn't arise without a reason. We have to do some work. So Tonglen begins with developing love in our heart, and then we can attach it to the breath, which I'll mention to in a moment. And then we see this person who's suffering, and we think of all of their problems, and past lives, this lifetime, and everything, and their delusions and so forth. And we see that their negativity, and we imagine that we're taking their suffering and the causes of suffering into our hearts. okay? And in the process of doing that, it destroys the self-cherishing attitude, which is our biggest obstacle. I'm talking about self-cherishing selfishness now, the negative aspect of self-cherishing that causes, all the problems and all the relationships and all the wars and all the suffering from the beginning of beginningless time until now. So again, may you have happiness in the causes of happiness. We have to really think about that. We have to sincerely feel that before the words are not love. The love starts, and then we think the words, may you have happiness in the causes of happiness, and then we imagine this being who's we in front of us. It might be our child. May you be free of suffering and its causes. And we imagine we take their suffering in our heart, and it destroys self-cherishing. And our body is sort of filled with light and joy. And then again, we go back, and we can harness this with our breath. As we exhale, we can exhale, again, not the words, but the actual experience of the words, love. But the words are, may you have happiness in the causes of happiness. And we see them getting that, experiencing happiness in its causes. We imagine there's suffering in the form of black smoke, and as we breathe in, it can come in our left nostril, for example, into our heart, destroying self-cherishing. So one of the teachers, one of the ways this meditation is done is we see this person that we feel close to, and we breathe out through our right nostril white light, which symbolizes our seeds of virtue, our happiness, everything that they want and need. We give it to them, and we see them being happy and being restored and being, something beneficial happens to them. Then we imagine their suffering, and we sincerely wish that they be free of it. We have to, but again, without feeling close, there's no compassion. Compassion will not arise for people we dislike. So when we feel a sense of connection, then we imagine that we breathe in their suffering in the form of black smoke that enters our left nostril and again goes down and destroys our selfish, self-centered, self-cherishing attitude. Lama Yeshe said it was like a big rocky mountain just gets exploded like atomic bomb, and we're completely free of self-cherishing selfishness. And we just sit with that moment of that freedom, that experience of joy and freedom of not being, driven by that self-cherishing selfishness. Then we go back, and we can do this practice. Literally, there are great Buddhist saints who, I guess I can probably tell you the names, who practice Tonglen with every breath in their lifetime, once they learn the practice. That'd be pretty cool, to just constantly be practicing love, compassion, having every thought, every breath be connected to that attitude.
That saint is called Dr. Brown.
Pardon?
That saint was called Dr. Brown. Name.
Oops.
Thank you, Dr. Brown.
Having a quick battery change. Stand by.
There we go. All right. Thank you, Venerable Lama, for making sure I had extra batteries. If you're in the Kadampa, please turn to page 246 in the Gold Prayer Book for the dedication verses from Master Shantideva. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now, page 244, for the long life prayer for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Tenrezi Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. And the following page is a long life prayer for Khyentse Rinpoche Jetsun Lobsang Dalik. The one who mastered speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Avatari, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama, ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. Now inside the back cover, the prayer for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children, victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. And now inside the front cover, the prayer for the long life of Geshe Gelik. Supreme Guide, you lead us on the many paths of virtue. A shining sun, you give us the best of excellent explanations. Supreme virtuous friend, you are a constant Dharma companion. Lama, who has renounced fame, may you ever remain. And for Geshe Sangpo, you who have steadfast imprints of virtuous qualities and keep the instructions of the glorious Guru in your heart. You who pass day and night with noble activities, great virtuous friend, may you have a very long life. And for the benefit of all beings, 7 green Tara mantras. Om Tari Tu Tari Tu Re So Ha. 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 Om Tari Tu Tari Tu Re So Ha.
Have some quick announcements, Geshe, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
First up, there's lots going on here at Kadampa Center, so be sure to check out the calendar, top right-hand corner of the webpage. And the first thing coming up is this Saturday. Well, that's not the first thing, but beyond our regular things. It's Dharma Movie Night, and so we gather at 6:30. Movie starts at 7. This month's movie is The Last Dalai Lama, with a question mark at the end, so it should be really interesting. I haven't seen it, but Elise, who runs the movie program, said it's very informative. And then also, we will have Venerable Amy Miller coming Friday, February 21st through the 23rd. So definitely check out her teachings as well. She'll do a weekend workshop Friday evening, most of the day Saturday and Sunday afternoon, and she'll also do the Dharma teaching on that Sunday morning, the 23rd. And there won't be a family program in March because it falls on the second Sunday, and we will be having retreat during that time. But we do encourage families and everyone to come the Sunday before, which is the first Sunday of March, March 2nd, and we'll be celebrating Losar, Tibetan New Year. So that's always a lot of fun. There's food and usually dancing and all kinds of surprises. I'm not going to give it all away because we're still working out details, but hopefully you can mark your calendar for those dates.
Oh, yeah, thank you, thank you.
And just really quickly about the retreat, this is a White Tara retreat, which Geshe Sangpo will lead. It's a one-week retreat. It's the first one that we're actually doing here at the center. We're not sleeping here, so we're going to be commuting, but it'll be really a wonderful opportunity. If you want to participate in this retreat and you cannot manage a whole week of being away from work, but you want to be part of this, Geshe Sangpo has very kindly made the suggestion that you can come and just join us for a session. You'll be in the lobby. You'll be able to see the altar and hear the prayers and join us for a session. And you could do that during any of the sessions, any or as many as you want to during that week. So we really encourage you to participate in one way or another. And of course, you have to come on the final Sunday, the 16th, because we're going to have a fire puja. And that's really an amazing thing to see. So, and everybody is welcome to come for that, yes.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. And thank you. So I would like to welcome our member who became a monk 2 years ago, 1 year ago, almost 1 year. So you are welcome to talk to him. So he'll be here 1 month. You can ask him experience of living, not in the monastic life in India or Nepal, in France, more comfortable one. Hopefully. But you can tell when you go to India, you can tell comfortable, not comfortable. Maybe less comfortable one. So welcome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks everybody. Hey, Lisa.
Founding.